Hello, everyone's. I am here for my review of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 6, Episode 3. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I am Lady T. I like to do reviews on scripted reality shows, and also do reactions. If you're returning, you one of my peoples, welcome back. So, y'all, we're starting off with Lisa and how it's just exhausting discussing these lawsuits with these ladies. They just don't understand what she's going through, but she is not too exhausted to be name dropping. Now, y'all know if Lisa Barlow doesn't do anything, she is going to name drop all of the celebrities that she is working with. But these ladies, they just don't understand. When you have big businesses and you're doing cool things, you're bound to get sued. And I'm like, I don't believe that to be true. But okay, keep on at it, Lisa. And for in her mind, I don't know how she came to this conclusion that the ladies think she's in dire straits. And I was like, I don't that's not what they believe or think. They just think that you're not paying your bills and you're not paying your loans or your unofficial loans. That's what they're in. They're thinking that some mysterious mystery man has been footing some of the bills that you have and using his credit card and you have not paid him back. That's what the ladies are doing. So she's going to get these ladies together so she can hash things out. So Robin, she is dealing with both of her parents having health problems. Her father has Alzheimer's, and her mom has recently had a brain surgery. She's doing fine, but they have had to put her father in a memory care center because he needs 24-hour care. When you get to the age of having Alzheimer's and dementia, like you're not. It's not good to be left to your own devices. And as much as she would love to have her father in the home with them, it's just too much to handle. So, and dealing with him slipping in and out of what he remembers and mistaking her for her daughter. And it's just a lot going on with Bronwyn. And on top of that, not wanting Gwen to move out and having her boyfriend stay there, which I didn't really touch too much on last episode. I was like, was that the only way to keep Gwen in the house is to let the boyfriend stay, or was she like, I'm moving out if my boyfriend can't stay? I needed a little bit more details. Now I'm just gonna say this: I don't know what the cost of living is in Utah, but if I had kids and they was 18, like now you stay your hotel here, you get you a job, you go to school, and help out on the bills, but your money is your money. Put something on the light bill, put something on the food bill, put something on the mortgage, something like that. But it's like it is expensive out here in these streets. So I would understand if she would want Gwen to stay home for those reasons, but having a boyfriend come in, I don't necessarily think that. How did that come? I just want to know how did that come about. Me personally, I wouldn't be letting my child's boyfriend come staying up in my house. That's just me. And I'm not judging what's her name? Y'all know Brown would want her daughter's boyfriend to stay with him. I'm just saying I wouldn't do that. But I understand with wanting her daughter to stay home because this is expensive out here. I'm 40 years old, y'all. And it's expensive out here in these streets for the cost of living and groceries and all that other stuff. So we have Angie going to visit her dad. Y'all know her dad was a single father for 7 kids after his wife had passed away. So she's very, very close to her dad, and they get to looking at old pictures. Now, y'all, that is something that I love to do when I would go visit my grandma. Her getting out her photo album with pictures of when my mama, my auntie, my uncle, and when my grandma was young, family members when they was young, and I'm like looking at the outfit choices and all those other things. It's like, oh my goodness, look at these pictures. If some of these pictures, the outfit was looking like, but you got to remember this is the late 80s, 90s. The outfit choices was like, somebody designed that and my mama decided to buy it and put it on me. But anyway, I do enjoy looking at old pictures of the family, and that's what she was doing. I have a box, an old photo album that my grandma made with just like specific photos with like me, my mama, and my brother, and I just love it because I'm like, oh my goodness, I was like a baby. Some of the pictures, and some of them like when I was teenagers, and some of them when I was like grown. So like I enjoy stuff like that, but it's good that she has like some memories of her father when he was little because he's discussing how when he was little, I think he said he was like 7 years old, and how people came to the village and like burnt all the people's houses down, and like it wasn't like it was a lot of stuff because they didn't have much in the village she was living in, but what little they did have was destroyed by these, I'm gonna call them, evil people. And him coming to America with only the clothes on his back, and how he was able to make something for himself. And like I really do appreciate that scene with um what's her name, Angie and her dad, and them reminiscing and them talking about him growing up and the experiences that he has gone through. Yeah, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this meetup between Angie and Heather, but it's like y'all know Heather has this thing that when she want to be friends with somebody, she's gonna hold on to that friendship no matter how that person that she's hanging on to treats them. I just find it weird that like she has so much anger and animosity towards Bronwyn, which in my opinion is because Bronwyn and Lisa aren't getting along. But Angie, she's cool with Angie, even though Angie had a lot to say about Lisa as well. I was confused about that, but like Angie lets Heather know that like she's starting to deal with the teenagers of it all, and how was it Electra is, kind of like, I ain't really, want to be hanging out with my mama no more. And she's dealing with that teenage phase, and she don't know what to do with herself. And it's like they've always been tight like glue. So now it's like what mama got going on is boring, especially how Angie, she is proud to be Greek. She said loud she's Greek and she proud. And her daughter not really, I guess, not understanding what the significance it means to her, and how it's like she's hurting because of that, and she's hurting because her daughter is basically like, yeah, I want to hang out with my friends. I really don't want to be hanging out with mama and daddy no more. That's what I got from that situation while Heather was getting her new office together, because she been doing all her work in her bed. And it's time, I guess, now that her daughters is moving out, I'm gonna use this space for my own. That's what I got out of it. I might have been totally wrong. Now I don't think it's any thing wrong with Heather finally being like, I've done my job as a mama, and if y'all ready to go out there and spread your wings, y'all go ahead and do that. I'm not gonna stop you. I completely understand that, and I also understand Bronwyn not wanting her daughter to move out because of the cost of living. So I understand both of them. Like, yeah, y'all grown now. I done my job. Hopefully, the things I have taught y'all will stick with y'all, and y'all will be some good human beings. But if you need to leave, y'all go ahead and do that and let mama be. Y'all, I'm surprised that Lisa invited Mary to go ski shooting, and she also invited Heather, Meredith, and Amy. Mary, I wouldn't see that on the bingo card of Lisa wanting to hang out with somebody, because they don't seem like they get along. Like Mary seems like I can be in a room with you and I can tolerate you, but we not really cool like that. After you tried to pull that stunt with me and Cameron a few years ago, I have not forgot. Yeah, but I was surprised about that. Like, she didn't invite the rest of the ladies because they are backstabbers. I'm like, okay, because they brought up her business, even though that is something that she has done quite a few times. When she get mad, she be on that hot mic saying everything that she can say about everybody. But I'm like, okay. So she has this luncheon to where she's discussing the dismissal of all these lawsuits that she got going on. She got posters. She didn't went somewhere. I want to keep on saying it's Costco, but it's not Costco. I forgot what that place was, and that's kind of showing my age, where you can go get your papers, printed out and all that other stuff. But she got these huge poster boards with all the lawsuits on it, with a big old dismiss, like, wrote across, across it. All over there with pictures of her, some with her and John on a yacht, some with her and John in a basketball game. Not really sure why that's there, but this is what the ladies come into, because she's trying to prove a point that all these allegations, these have been dismissed. This is frivolous. This has nothing to do with me. I'm a good person. Mary is confused. She does not know what's going on. Like, what is this supposed to prove? What is he supposed to report about? And I'm cracking up because Angie and Whitney are like, you brought us here to read this? And Lisa's like, yeah, I brought you here to read this. And it's like, we already read it. That's how we know about it. Like, baby, we already knew about these lawsuits. Why are you bringing us here to discuss something we already talked about? Like, what is going on? I'm confused. They're confused. Like, why you brought us here to read something we already read about and we know about it? She's like, yes, but you didn't pay the extra $25 for the dismissal report. And I was like, okay, Brahma wants to know if it was dismissed, or did she pay it back? That's what she want to know. She has questions. And I don't think these poster boards had the effect that Lisa thought that they was going to have. And I'm cracking up because Lisa's like, they're dismissed because it's none of your business. So, like, she started to unravel because I guess she thought these poster boards was going to prove something. But I'm like, to me, like, the way it looked, because it did look kind of official, but, like, she could have had holding up a piece of paper talking about some older cases that have been brought forth by Lisa Barlow are all dismissed. Signed, the state of Utah, by way of the Utah city. Well, not Utah, but Salt Lake City. And it was also giving me, y'all remember a few years ago on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta when Carly was like, it's a lie, it's all lies, holding up that piece of paper. That's what I was like getting at from Lisa. But yeah, to me, it did not have the effect that Lisa thought that it was going to have. This is when Angie gets to calling off all the things that the streets have been saying, like how she had another man's credit card in her wallet, how this man paid off her car, how he's paid for the remodeling of their homes, and how she owes him $118,000. And she's like, we deny all these claims. And I'm like, that you can deny it happening and you can say that, but like it still could be true. I'm just saying. These post boards did not have the effect that they thought that she thought that they was going to have, because like she's getting the spiraling out of control. She got these posters up. She's ranting and raving how it's all lies. It's dismissed. Can't you see how it says dismissed in large font going across all these allegations that's going on? Do you not see right here where it says Lisa Barlow, this case is dismissed? It says so by the county clerk office of Salt Lake City. Do y'all not see this? This is what it says. And I'm like, Lisa, it seems like they're getting to you. It is like you're spiraling out of control like you did last week when you and Bronwyn was going back and forth and she was calm. It's like Andrew's like, ooh, I see how what was going on last week, so let me jump in, let me tag in from what Bronwyn got going on. So I got some questions to ask you now. Then it was like, well, who supported her? And like Meredith, you a lawyer, so you get what was going on. And then it switches to Meredith wasn't supportive of her, and Mary, who was saying a few words, this whole episode was like, well, you didn't really support her. Now y'all know Mary and Meredith, they are tight like glue. So it's like, I'm kind of believing Mary. What she got to say? I feel so bad for this waitress because she is just trying to do her job. She's just trying to make a living at this restaurant she's working at. She's just trying to get these ladies orders. And they are too busy arguing about what they got going on in their life. And somehow Jen Shaw gets brought up into the situation of it all. Because Lisa's like, you're trying to be like Jen Shaw because y'all use the same eyebrow lady. I'm like, if the lady is good, the lady is good. And then even Mary's like, yeah, she is good. I get my eyebrow done there too. And it's like, everybody's like, I mean, Just because we're using some lady that Jen used don't mean we're trying to be Jen. It's just that Jen just happened to be going to a lady that can do some eyebrows real good. That's just it. And it's like, you're trying to have her same hairstyle. I was like, I don't think Angie is trying to be Jen Shaw. Don't know why we bring it up Jen Shaw in the first place, but here we are. And then at one point, Lisa and Whitney, they yelling back and forth about whose business is failing, whose business isn't failing. Whitney, she's admitting like, my business is failing. We made some wrong decisions. And it was the people on TikTok that was talking, not the people in the courthouse or the people who were filing. Like, lawsuit, TikTokers talking. Two different things. Whitney done got all up in Lisa's face. Like, she ready to fight. It looked like a towel was thrown at some point. It was a lot going on. Yeah. It was a good episode, but like, Lisa, she's only been on 2 episodes, and these 2 episodes, they are just hounding this lady about her business, and I was like, maybe this wouldn't have happened if you hadn't brought forth how, what's her name, Baldwin was out here acting like her husband was gonna buy her jewelry. But I'm like, me lying about my husband buying me something, that's just nothing. You over here, some other man paying your bill, and you don't want your husband to know what's going on. That don't look too good on you, Mary. I'm not married. What's your name? Y'all know Lisa. So y'all, that was the gist. If I left anything out, by all means, leave a comment below. Don't forget to like this video, comment, subscribe, and tell your people to tell their people to come over and be one of my peoples. And this is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.